Hey guys, Built for Battle Real Estate welcomes you to step 3 of the steps to purchasing a home. All right, so we've gone through the mindset that you need. We've gone through step 1, we've gone through step 2, and now we're at the hump, step 3 out of 5. It is really a hump. This is probably the biggest hump that you're going to get over, but once you get over the hump of step 3, you are smooth sailing and you're clear to go. All right, let's dive in. Step 3. The first part of step 3 is your title search. Okay, the title search is very important. What you don't know is that you're not really buying a house, you're buying a title to a house. Okay, you're buying a title that allows you to control what happens at this property. You get the sole rights and you're the sole decision maker to this house. Now, the reason why a title search has to be done, because if you're the person who has the control over this property, they have to make sure that the person who is giving you control actually has the control. You'd be surprised how many people try to sell homes that they don't even own. Yeah, it happens. That's why you have to have a good closing attorney who's going to do a good title search for you and make sure that there are no what you call clouds on the title. Okay, a cloud on the title is basically when, for instance, the person who's trying to sell the home doesn't actually own the home, or there could be a lien on the home that has to be satisfied before the home can transfer ownership. What kind of a lien could you have? Well, you could have liens as big as someone took out another mortgage on this home and it has to be satisfied. But you can also get liens for things that are very simple. Like say that you hired someone to cut your grass or to paint a deck or to put on a gutter, but you didn't pay them. Well, this $20 yard cut that you didn't pay for now turns into what you call a mechanic's lien. And that lien will go against your property, and that property won't be able to be sold until that lien is satisfied or until that contractor is paid for the work that they've done. So it's very important that you make sure that these liens are taken care of, because if not, the lien is tied to the property, not to the person who owns the property. Okay, it goes against the title. So if you purchase a property but you didn't get a title search, whatever liens are on that home, you're going to assume them. Now you would be the person responsible for paying for the work that was done that someone else hired to do on this home that you didn't even own at the time. So title search is very, very important. All right, so you want your closing attorney to come back and say, hey, you have a clear title. That's the words you want to hear. We have a clear title. Therefore, you're able to now move forward with the transfer of this title over to you. Next, what the closing attorney and the lender are also going to work on next is your appraisal. The appraisal is an estimate of the value of a particular property. So you're going to have a professional that's a third party. So the lender doesn't get to choose what appraiser comes in, because people will try to do nepotism and things like that, right? So they get to hire a company that the company chooses the appraiser. The appraiser is going to come out and do an appraisal of the property. So how do they determine the value of the property? Well, here's how they do it. They're going to look at 3 main different things. One, they're going to look at the size of your property, like how much square footage is there, how many bedrooms and bathrooms, what size car garage you have. Is it 1, 2, 3, no garage? They're going to compare those details to other homes within a half-a-mile radius of this particular home. How much did those homes sell for? But what if this home sold for this amount, but this home has 4 bedrooms and this home has 3? There's a certain dollar amount that they decrease it by to make sure that everything is balanced, so they're able to determine the value of your home. They're also going to look at things like damages and everything to the home. Okay, if there are significant damages, of course that's going to bring down the value of the home. All right, they're also going to look at things like how long the houses in the area have stayed on the market. Are they, were they relisted? Different things like that. They're going to have to check into all those things so that they can come up with the amount of value that this particular home has. This protects you from overpaying for a home. Okay, so you can offer $1 million on a home. That doesn't matter. If the appraisal comes back at $300,000, then you're going to have to renegotiate. The seller's going to have to lower the price of the home, or you can walk away. Sometimes the seller will say, I'm not selling my home for that little bit. I think it's worth more. And they can do an appeal and they can get a second appraisal. Okay. So, but that value determines everything. Whatever the appraiser comes back with, that determines how much this house is now worth and how much, your lender is going to give you for, because your lender is not going to give you more than what this house is listed at, or more than what you've offered for it. Even if it's a good deal, they're not going to do that. All right. It has to be based off of the appraiser. Appraisals usually cost about $575. And for the buyer, that is a fee that you're going to pay. Now, typically, you don't pay that until closing. It's a part of that cash to close. That's, that you have your closing costs, and you have your appraiser fees and things like that. That's going to be all together at the end. So you're going to see not a credit, but a debit that's going to come at the end on your fee sheet. That's going to say an appraiser fee, and that's going to be for the appraisal that took place during the process of purchasing a home. Next, after that, you're going to have what you call your final commitment letter. Your final commitment letter is when your lender comes back and says, hey, the appraiser was good. The appraisal was good. All the conditions have been met from the home inspection, and from the home inspection, there would have been a document, what we call the ATAC. That's the Amendment to Address Concerns. And that's where you make amendments and renegotiate the price and everything. Once those terms have been met and the appraisal has come back pretty good and you've got everything good to go, then you get a final commitment letter from your lender that says, hey, I've looked at everything looks good, and I'm ready to support you moving forward with providing you the finances to purchase this home. That is step 3. That's a big hump, but if you don't have the money to purchase the home, you can't purchase the home. So this is when all bets are either on or all bets are off. All right, that's why it's a big hump, because nothing matters if you don't have the money to purchase the home. All right, it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, you can't buy the home with love and compassion. All right, so make sure that step 3 goes well. Don't try to skip it. It's a lengthy process, and there's nothing you can really do about it but wait. All right, and that's it. So you want to make sure that's good, and then your lender will give you that letter of commitment saying that you are good to go. Now you're going to hear these 3 words. These 3 words are called clear to close. When you hear clear to close, you can celebrate, baby, because you have passed the hump and it is time to start packing, baby, because you're finna move. That is step 3. Stay tuned for the video for step 4 so that we can let you know what comes next in the process as you get to the home stretch. Peace.